Welcome to Thanks to Sank TV, brought to you courtesy of First Ave Entertainment. I am your host, B. If you want more information about us, please feel free to log on to www.thanks2sanktv.com. We have an awesome show lined up for you today. I gotta give a shout out to the Haitian American Chamber of Commerce, located in Oakland Park, Florida at 3472 Northeast 5th Avenue, Unit 8. You guys be sure to show them some love. We got a lot in store for you today. We're cooking. Your palate is going to be immersed with so much savory flavors because we have Chef Lemaire in the building. If you want more information about us, our Twitter and Instagram handles are both at Thanks2SankTV. We're also on www.thanks2sanktv.com. I'm your host, B. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Thanks to Sank TV. I am your host, B. We are here at the Haitian Chamber of Commerce, you guys, located in Oakland Park, Florida, with none other than Chef Lemaire.
Hello.
Oh my gosh, you graced us with your presence. Listen, we're gonna have a good time.
Yes, we will.
I love to talk about love and food.
Okay, so let's get to things.
Let's get started.
All right.
What got you started in the industry? Because we know your resume is long.
I mean, when I was younger, I just love food, man. And growing up in a Haitian household in Haiti, you had to eat whenever the food was made and whatever they made.
Right.
And my greedy self, I just wanted to eat what I wanted and when I wanted to eat. So I was just sneaking in the kitchen and pay attention to what my mom, my grandma was doing, or the maid. And little by little, so I just started cooking for myself. And as the year went by, I started cooking for myself and my friends.
Nice.
Until I discovered that I really love doing this. But around the time in Haiti, it was not such a career, right? So people were not considering that as a career. So it was more like, those maids type of jobs, and for the wives of dignitaries and stuff like that to do those elegant full displays and stuff like that. But I had the passion for it, and my friend introduced me to a culinary school in Florida, and then so I started doing that.
That's awesome. Let's go back to Haiti.
Yes.
You being in Haiti as a male, right, cooking, I know how we are with the patriarchal society, right?
Yes.
So you being a male in the kitchen, how was that for you?
All right. So
amongst your peers and family.
Let me just put it in perspective to you. So back in the 90s and earlier, it was frowned upon. Like, male were not supposed to be in the kitchen, right? And everybody thought it was crazy. Yeah, you might want to do a few stuff for yourself at home, but as a profession, first of all, culinary arts was not even considered a profession in Haiti.
Yeah.
Then again, for a male to be cooking, because it's considered a women's job,
right?
In Haiti.
Right.
But I can say that now it is more of a
like it's accepted.
It's accepted now, right? There are more culinary schools in Haiti. The career is picking up. There are a lot of chefs, and with the food festival that was happening in Haiti also, it brought more light to it, and people started seeing the value of having it as a profession.
Awesome. Talk about value. You are doing an amazing job showcasing our culture.
Thank you.
I can't thank you enough. Like I said, food is near and dear to me. And I love the colors. Like, you cook with a lot of colors.
I mean, yes, I love colors, yes.
Yes, because I eat with my eyes.
Yes. That's the thing. You have to eat with your eyes first, and then your nose.
Right. So one of the main dishes that I saw you cook a lot or play around with is like seafood.
Yes.
What is that one of your favorites? Do you even have a favorite?
Do I have any favorite?
Like, you just love to cook?
I just love to cook, but I feel that with seafood, there's so much that you can do with it. Right. There's so much versatility. There are so many options of seafood out there that you can do so much. So I love to do that.
Yes. And talk about a few of your shows.
Yes.
Like I said, your resume is like extensive, right? You graced the stage of so many Food Network. I see you with Luda.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I love the way you were teaching him how to cook because, I might be a little biased, but our food is the best. we're not gonna talk about the fish. And sometimes I've eaten at restaurants before and I'm eating a snapper and I can taste the scale and then I don't even want any more. I just, listen, take this.
Listen.
So how was that experience?
I mean, the experience with Ludacris was super. He's a very fun person, very down to earth, right? The personality that you see in the movies or when he raps, he's the same person in real life.
Yes.
And he made it super cool. And also, their objective for the show was to showcase really the true essence of Haitian cuisine and culture. And I believe that's what we were able to accomplish, to really make people see why we eat the way we eat, why we prepare the food the way we prepare our food and stuff like that. So my main objective myself was to make sure that the message came across. Why do we wash and clean our meats and stuff like that? You know, there are all these historical factors behind it, and I wanted to make sure that people understand it. It's not just something, oh, this is why we do it, because we just do it because we do it, but there's a reason behind it.
There's a reason behind everything that we do. So in a few, we'll have more information from Chef Lemaire, the mayor himself. He's going to tell us a little bit about the history of the food and the dishes that we have. Stick and stay, we'll be right back. We're back here on Sinks to Sink TV. I am your host, B. You want more information about us? Please feel free to log on to www.sinkstosinktv.com. We're here with Chef Lemaire. Let's talk about your name.
Yes.
What your name means?
Well, verbatim, the mayor.
The mayor. The mayor in the kitchen. Yes, holding it down. And I know that there's some foods that are very nostalgic and there's history behind, you know, some dishes and the way you move in the kitchen. And I know you pay homage to certain people.
Yes.
You know, and I would like to send my condolences on behalf of Sinks to Sink TV for, you know, your loss. And we'll keep you lifted in prayer. Tell us a little bit about that rich history that you have going on.
So, like I said earlier, that how I really got drawn into in the kitchen is because I was paying attention to these women in my life, my mom and my grandma. My grandma on my dad's side, my grandma on my mom's side, they passed away before I was born, so I didn't get a chance to know them. But I can vividly remember that certain dishes and certain periods where it would hit me, right? Like still today, I can just sit there and just remember walking into my grandma's house and the smell of the food was just coming straight from inside all the way to the streets, right? And you could smell it, and you could know that grandma was cooking at the time, right? Or my mom, she used to do those special dishes that we would just enjoy. And these memories kept me going on throughout my career. And I wanted to make sure that I used these dishes, these things that made me who I am today, as things that I want to make sure that I share with not only the Haitian community, but with the world itself.
Absolutely, because unfortunately, I know in South Florida, I grew up in Miami, Florida. I grew up Haitian, strictly Haitian. Like we couldn't speak English in the house. But in school, of course, it's a different world. We spoke English. And oh my gosh, I grew up, I'm gonna age myself, I don't care, I'm an 80s baby. Okay. And we grew up with the stigma of Haitians eat cat.
Yes.
And I'm like, mes amis, if you guys only knew the dishes, and it's funny how things come full circle.
Yes.
Like 180, where you see your peers, like peers that I grew up with, now asking me, B, let me get some legume. I'm like, wow, not the legume you guys were talking about.
Right.
Let me get some sauce pois. You know, they have the accent.
Yeah.
The sauce
that
Diricolé. Listen, Diricolé, yes. And I'm like, wow, we've came such a long way.
Yes.
And it's from people like you who are like not ashamed or afraid to share the culture. So I love the way, you know, you're doing it for the culture, and you are doing an amazing job.
Thank you.
Your pictures, I don't know who you have on your team taking those pictures, but they need a little raise because you can, like, the food is speaking to you through the picture, the image. You can almost smell the food, and it's just a still image. So yeah, let's talk about debunking myths.
Yes.
Debunking myths. Like, there's some history that I learned, like, from my mom when, like, my mom and dad, they're from Gonaive.
Okay.
So we know about Chaka Amayi. Yes. Like Chaka Amayi. And I was like, when I was growing up looking at Chaka Amayi, I'm like, oh my gosh, this looks pretty, it's a lot to deal with. You got the corn, you got the beans, it's like a lot. And then my mom would sit down and tell me the history. No, the reason why back in the days, this is what was left over. So we put it all in the pot.
Together. Yeah, that's why they call it Chaka.
Chaka, right. Yes. And then what's another one? Like Fei Lalo. I know it's only in certain areas.
Yeah, jute leaves.
Yes, jute leaves, or you can get it. And
like there are certain regions that are very more proficient in doing it. Right. Like in Latibonite, Semak, right? So and the thing about our food is that a lot of our food is one pot dishes. Right. A lot of the meats that we used and we still use now traditionally is because we used to get the tough cuts, right? Or the less desired cuts of meats, right? So the slave master wouldn't use it. So that's why we had to use, and we figured out how to make this super delicious.
Listen,
right?
Very
like
resourceful.
You're looking at pork meat, right? We used to get the shoulder part, and that's what we still use now. But it's fatty, but it's also very tough.
Right.
So you have to break it down, and the way to break it down is like what we do. We braise it, and then we deep fry it. Listen, whoever decided to do this, chapeau, because
seriously,
griot is one of the greatest invented dishes.
Listen, I missed it a lot. I missed it.
Yeah, I've heard.
Listen, we have more in store for you guys. Go get a snack because by the time we're done with this, your stomach will probably touch your back. We'll be back in just a few. We're here at Taste of Haiti with Chef Lemaire. Thanks to Snack, we are back here at the Haitian Chamber of Commerce in Oakland, Florida. Oakland Park, let me be specific. We're here with Chef Lemaire, the mayor in the kitchen. Listen, you're doing big things. We want to go back and dive into the show with Luda.
Yes.
All right, so there's a lot of things that we briefly talked about it. There's a lot of things that we know in our culture. I'm biased. I feel like we have the best rice, hands down. And I'm biased, Chef. You don't have to agree with me.
I would agree on that one.
Okay, yes. All right. Because there's some things other cultures do, like oxtails. I'll give it to Jamaicans.
Yeah.
I'll give Jamaican oxtails. What's another dish? Like certain dishes, like barbecue ribs. Like I'll give that to African Americans.
Yeah.
Like I'll give it.
But you know that barbecue originated in the Caribbean first.
Really?
Yeah, and we spoke about that in the show.
Okay.
Because when the settlers came in the islands, and it is said that this is where they saw people cook. They saw that the natives, Tainos, they were cooking over fire on wood sticks.
Okay.
And they were like, oh, this is impressive. And, the smell, the taste and everything. And they carried it away. And then, it's,
what did they do to it?
It's now, commercialized, watered down, whatever.
Right.
But barbecue is pretty much cooking on open fire.
Right.
And it originated in the Caribbean.
Love it. Okay, you taught me something.
Yeah, but they don't want to give it to us though.
Of course not. Of course not. So let's talk about things like pickles.
Pickles, yeah. I mean, pickles, it's a condiment, right? I want to say it's a condiment. It's a topping that you can put on everything, right? I put that on everything. Right? But it's funny though, but when you're looking at all these other cultures, they have their own version of pickles too. You have kimchi, you have sauerkraut, coleslaw. They make theirs slightly different than the way we do ours, but it's almost the same type of topping or condiment that you would say, right?
Right.
So, and it's the same method that they use to pickle, to do pickles. Right. So, but ours is spicy.
Exactly.
And it adds a little more kick to the food. So.
Right. That's what I love about our food, the kick.
Yes.
The spiciness.
Fresh, bold, and your face.
Yes.
That's
Which
it.
made it difficult for me to transition into cutting back off of red meat. Oh my God, that was the most difficult. Like tassel cab wheat, I couldn't believe it. I finally got it out of my system. I heard something's coming soon, and I don't want to be in the building when it's coming, so I'm not tempted. But yes, like our rich foods like that, and the way we season our foods. And
Definitely.
it's I don't know.
It's unique. The way we season our food, the way we cook it, it's unique because you have to remember, all these tribes came together.
Right,
and they started sharing their own techniques together. Then you have the influence of the French, the influence of the Spaniards, and along the years, we've had like people from Israel, people from Lebanon, from Syria. They came in, and there's all this combination of flavors that makes ours so unique. You know, you can find red beans and rice everywhere in the Caribbean, but nobody does it the way we do it.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Our rice is done differently and unique.
I want to hit on that. So you're talking about the different cultures that merge within the Haitian culture, and we're talking about our dishes. How do you feel about that? You being a chef, you know, chefs, they have a way of making dishes their own. So I've seen different renditions of like our soup joumou. And I'm like, why are they messing with the recipe?
Now, I'll say this. I'm all for pushing the envelope. I'm all for taking the food to the next level, modernizing things and stuff like that. But at the same time, you have to respect the essence of it, right?
Yes.
But everything you can mess with, you can play with. The only thing that I wish that people wouldn't not mess with is soup joumou.
Me too.
Because soup joumou has so much historical value,
right?
And now that UNESCO made it worldwide,
right?
All right. So it's something that you shouldn't mess with. Try to make any modern twist. Call it pumpkin soup. Call it butternut squash soup. Whatever you want to call it. Don't call it soup joumou if you're gonna do it.
I agree.
If you're gonna call it soup joumou, keep it traditional.
Absolutely.
Also, did you know that traditionally soup joumou doesn't have no meat or pasta? Pasta was introduced in Haiti in the 1950s during the first American occupancy.
Okay.
So they came in because wherever they used to travel, they used to just appropriate something from that culture. So when they were in Italy and stuff like that, they used to appropriate pasta. So they came with pasta in Haiti.
Okay.
And then we started using pasta and doing spaghetti, for morning food stuff.
Oh, yeah, talk about that.
Yeah. So, but traditional soup joumou doesn't have the pasta, and some people say it doesn't have any meat. Some say it had dried meat in it. So there's still a blurred line.
Okay.
But soup joumou needs to stay soup joumou. Don't add no pecans, no brown sugar, like that.
Six and Sang family, we'll be right back. We're here with Chef Lemaire in just a few. Welcome back to Sinks to Sink TV. I am your host, B. You want more information about Sinks to Sink? Log on to www.sinkstosynktv.com. Both our Twitter and Instagram handles are at Sinks to Sink TV. Chef Lemaire.
Yes.
Listen, we're having a grand old time here talking about food.
Yes.
Near and dear to my heart. I'm like love dub right now. Love dub, love dub, love dub. All right, so we were discussing the influences that other cultures have on our dishes.
Yes.
And we finally said, and we admitted to, don't do us a disservice by switching up our food, especially our soup joumou. Leave it alone.
Yes.
Don't play with it. And I want to go back in a moment of time. Maybe this will be nostalgic for you. Mm-hmm. That moment when you realize that, you know what? This is it. This is the dish that I'm going to capitalize on. I'm going to master this dish. I'm going to feed it to my peers, and they're going to see that I'm serious about my craft.
Okay.
What dish was that?
So when I first really dove in the kitchen, started to cook for my own, it's funny. There are two things that I started to do a lot of.
Okay.
Blé.
Blé?
Yes.
Not the rocks.
You have no idea. It was blé. I used to do it, and with with meat with sauce,
Ooh.
and then spaghetti, of course.
Wait, bled. Let's go back to bled.
Yes.
Why bled? Did you do it by itself or with beans?
By itself.
Oh,
right?
God.
Yeah.
Okay.
But with some pima in it too.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
So
you have to offset it with something.
yeah.
Okay.
I don't
What
know.
meat?
There was
What
just
kind of meat?
beef. There was
Oh,
just
wow.
something about it.
Okay.
Right at the time, and I felt that it probably was easier to do too. To me.
You can't mess it up. 'Cause it's so you gotta cook it slow, right?
Yeah, and so I used to do that. Then I used to do the spaghetti, and so I used to pay attention to how they were doing it. Sauteing the tomato paste, and then adding the pasta after you boil it and stuff like that. And I just try to master it as much as I can. And my friends would just encourage my my passion. They would just bring all the ingredients to me every day during the summertime, and every day we would eat it breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yes. Wait, how old were you around this time?
I was probably around, I would say 16, 17.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So when they on the block doing what they do, you in the kitchen cooking.
I was in the kitchen. Yeah, they were out there playing, and I was in the kitchen
You
cooking.
put eggs in your spaghetti too?
No.
Okay.
No.
I don't like
But
that.
I've seen people do it. So
Yes.
it's
It holds them, I guess, from
breakfast. Yeah.
breakfast to lunch.
And that's the thing about our food too, is because we eat so much food and during one meal, because most people, that's all they're gonna eat during the day,
Right.
until night comes, right? So you want to have something substantial. That's why we eat spaghetti in the morning,
Right.
maï moulin,
Right.
banan, and stuff like that. Things that can correo,
Right.
right? Or they do giblende. I don't know if you know about
Oh,
giblende,
back on in.
right?
Listen,
So
the passion fruit,
Yes.
what is that? Was it
Lam
kashima?
vegetable.
That's what it's called?
Lam vegetable,
Which one is lam vegetable? That's
the
little
breadfruit.
Oh, breadfruit. I
Yeah.
don't think I've ever had
They even do giblende with spaghetti. They boil the pasta with no salt, nothing. And sometimes they boil it with like star anise, cinnamon, and stuff like that.
Oh, they make
and
it
then
sweet.
They make it sweet because it's at the end of the day, it's flour,
Right.
right? And then they just mix it with some carnation milk or evaporated milk, and then boom.
Me
and
and
then
my
you drink that, and then I'm guaranteed
Me
stuff.
and my sibling, we were discussing how one of our great uncles had us eat rice with milk.
Yeah, riole.
And I was like, what is this? But it was like rice milk and cannelle. And I was
Yes.
like, then I thought about it. I was like, but that's like Rice Krispie treats when you think about it. But it's
There you
just,
go.
it's just right. It's just much lighter. And
Yeah.
I was like, they know what they're
And
doing.
The Latin community does it too. Arroz con leche.
Yes.
There you go.
But theirs is a little different.
It's a little different.
Right,
yes.
right.
So everybody does theirs a little different, but there's that big connection.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a connection with cremas and coquito and
Right.
stuff like that, right? So,
Yes. What's one dish that you just don't like?
oof.
Like if they call you and they tell you, okay,
I don't think I have anything that I don't like.
Okay. What about to cook?
I don't think I have that either.
Really?
I just don't. I have some preferences when it comes for me of eating certain fruits.
But you'll prepare whatever.
But I prepare whatever. Yeah.
Have you ever cooked the cow tongue?
Yes. I love it. Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I've never had that. I've always been
Langue de
afraid.
bœuf with petit pois. Oh my God.
I mean, you made it sound so beautiful just now, but
yeah, and
it doesn't look like that in the
especially when they
section.
when they smoke it.
Really?
Yes.
What's the texture like?
It's pretty much like beef, right? But it has that smokiness and that little salty in it too.
Oh.
It's delicious. Trust.
I don't know. When I see it, I imagine that it will have like conch texture.
No, it doesn't have the
It's-
texture.
okay.
No, it's not chewy.
No? That tongue just sitting there,
Oof.
waiting
Listen,
for you to wait.
it's delicious.
Really?
Yes, with
Okay.
some white rice.
Plain white rice?
Plain white rice, because what you do is you cook it and you do it almost like a sauce pois with the baby peas.
Okay.
And then you stew it in it afterwards, because the smoked tongue is already cooked. You just cut it up, chop it up, make the sauce pois, then add it to it and let it sip in so all the flavors can marinate in the sauce pois, and then you eat that with white rice.
Like sauce parfums, the green one?
Yes.
That's what I imagined.
Yes.
See, we're on that same page.
Yeah. Or you can do it with par congo too. One of my favorites.
I like par congo too.
Yeah.
I like par congo too. Listen, we're gonna have more in just a few at Thanks to Stank TV. We're here with Chef Lemaire, the mayor, in the kitchen, in the building here at the Haitian Chamber of Commerce. We'll be right back. Thanks to Sank family. We are back here with Chef Lemaire. Listen, I'm having a good time.
Yes.
Should have brought some samples.
Next time.
Next time for sure.
For sure.
We're gonna hold you up to it.
Yes.
Because you're doing big things.
Yes.
You can't forget about us.
No, never.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So business. Let's talk about business.
Yes.
Oftentimes we have hobbies and we have passions. You're a chef, but we know we gotta pay the bills.
Of course.
And these type of careers, it's very difficult for us to, monetize it. But you found your niche, you sticking to it, and you are climbing up the ladder. So what advice can you give someone who is just starting a business, getting their feet wet, and they're being discouraged because they have to take these other jobs in order to sustain?
I mean, I can say that we've been in business. I've been in business by myself. Well, not by myself, or me and my business partner team, stuff like that, for 10 years now.
Nice.
Right? So the beginning, of course, it was the beginning stages. I call them the learning stages.
Right.
So we had to learn, adapt, try to figure out who we wanted to be as a business, right? And one of the good things that we decided to do was to still work while we started.
Okay.
Because, you want to start your business, but you have to be able to sustain it from the beginning, right? So the money has to come from somewhere, right? And also, my desire was to also be able to acquire as much knowledge as possible in the field that we wanted to go. So I was jumping into the catering business, so I didn't have that much experience in it. I had more experience in the restaurant, hotel world, which is totally different than catering.
Okay.
Right? So I got my foot wet, worked with another caterer for 2 years.
Nice.
Until I became confident enough on my own. I learned as much as I could from them. I'm not one of those people that, if they don't pay me, I'm not gonna do it, I'm not gonna learn it. I don't care. I learn because I can use that knowledge to my advantage afterwards.
Yes.
So I mean, it's patience.
Right.
Patience, discipline, being honest and transparent, right? Keep it 100 with everybody, right? If you know that you can't do this gig at this cost, be honest about it. Don't say yes, and then when the time comes, you under-deliver, right? Like, we used to take certain gigs because we wanted to put our names out there. We knew we took it at a loss, but we still gave them that same level that we wanted to produce.
Love it.
Right? So, patience, consistency, being honest, transparent, and keep learning.
Yeah.
You never learn enough. Like, every year we invest money in the business as far as us learning and trying to figure out how to do this business better. It's not just about cooking. The cooking is the great side, right?
Right.
It's a given. If you know how to cook, that's a given.
Right.
Now it's the other aspect of the business, knowing how to manage the business, manage people,
time.
marketing, time, getting out there in people's face, and doing it in a proper way too.
Right. Have you did any of the shows like on South Beach? What is it, like the wine and food?
I've done it before and partnered with somebody else. We've done some shows, food festivals overseas in Haiti and Montreal in Canada. I did a food festival which was focused on traditional cuisine in Mexico.
Nice.
I'm actually going to South Carolina this weekend because we have a food festival there, and the whole event that I'm going to be part of is going to be traditional cuisine from the African diaspora.
Nice.
So, yeah.
So do you create other dishes as well from other?
Yes. We've catered Nigerian weddings.
Okay.
We did an Ethiopian Japanese wedding.
Whoa.
Right? We did
How was that?
A Colombian Australian wedding.
Wow.
So it's like
So it's like food fusion.
Food fusions, yeah. So I like to say that I'm a Haitian chef, but I also can dabble in some other cuisines.
Absolutely.
Right? But I prefer, if I really want to showcase myself, so it's what I'm comfortable with. It's, Caribbean Haitian cuisine, right?
So because you're a chef, when you are creating those other cuisines, do you stick to that recipe or do you make it your own?
That's the thing. So our clients, they love us to be a little adventurous with the food for them. So they want that traditional, but to put our own touch into it too.
Listen, put that touch on it, Chef Lemaire. Thanks to Sank TV. We'll be right back in just a few. Thanks to Sank family. I'm your host, B. We are back here at the Haitian Chamber of Commerce, located in Oakland Park, Florida, and we've reached the final segment of our show here with Chef Lemaire. It's so hard to say goodbye.
I was about to sing, but I'm like, people were screaming.
You can't see do, re, mi, no? Oh, no, hold that. Yeah. So what can we look forward to receiving from you? What can you bless us with as far as up-and-coming shows and events, and how are you going to bless our palate in other areas? Maybe even a book?
I mean, yes, definitely a book. I've been working on that. I just want to focus on that at some point and put it out, right? I think I was too much in my head of trying to make it perfect.
Yeah.
So I just want to push it out
Put it out there.
And just deliver it to the public.
Absolutely.
I mean, then as far as food, yes, always giving some food content and trying to do certain things differently. But also I want to be able to help other chefs or caterers or anybody in the food industry that are looking to better their craft or trying to avoid the mistakes that I had to go through when I was coming in. So we do have boot camps that I'm planning on getting going on. We also have this platform that we're creating where chefs or anybody in the business can go and select what they want to get more training in or assistance with and stuff like that.
What's that called?
I can't say it.
Okay,
I can't say
all
it.
right. Okay.
But it'll be something along the lines of building your brand, right?
Nice.
Also, I do these annual retreats, but I keep it really in small circles because I want the experience to be really intimate and good. You know, we travel to certain places. We get to experience local cuisines. We also
and it's only chefs?
Chefs, foodies, anybody that...
Foodies?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So,
I'm all ears.
like for example, so we're going to Costa Rica this year.
I went last year. Costa Rica's amazing.
Yes. So
the food is good too.
Definitely. Yes. Looking forward to that. What else? Pop-up dinners. We do these pop-up dinners in different cities. Next one's gonna be in Denver, Colorado. Then we have one in Orlando coming up too. Boston, New Jersey.
You're working.
Yes.
Where can we find all that information?
You can find all this information on my social media handle, Chef Lemaire. And once you click on that, you can find all these other avenues, all the things that I do, right? The links in my bio.
Can you spell it for us?
CHEFLEMAIRE.
Yes. Definitely. The mayor in the building. You blessed us.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Thank you for having me.
No, listen, the pleasure, is all ours.
Thank you.
You've really, really excited us today. I mean, my stomach is growling, and I'm going to take care of that in a minute because the way you just excited my palate and my digestive system, awesome. I can't even deal right now.
That's good.
So that's a good thing.
Very good thing.
Listen, thank you so much for what you do for the culture.
Thank you.
Thank you for debunking, these myths that we have, these stereotypes. Thank you for setting the record straight and teaching the culture through our rich history. I love the pictures. You guys definitely have to check him out. The pictures.
They need to check out also the show with Luda.
Oh, tell us.
Luda Can Cook on Discovery Plus. The episode is called A Taste of Haiti. And you can see a lot about our food, our culture, and everything that we discussed about why we cook the way we cook, all the reasons, all the flavors you're getting from how we cook our food.
This is an amazing show. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And
please come back.
Definitely, yes.
But remember with samples.
Not samples, like big pots.
Oh, I'm here. I want to thank you guys so much for sticking and staying with us here on Sank TV. We had the pleasure of being here at the Haitian Chamber of Commerce, located at 3472 Northeast 5th Avenue, Unit 8 in Oakland Park, Florida. You guys come by and show them some love. And also, if you want more information about us, please feel free. Log on to www.sanctusanctv.com. Both our Twitter and Instagram handles are at SanctuSanctV. I'm your host, B, and I can be located on Instagram at BLongChamp. Till next time, I'm about to go eat. Thank you, Chef Lemaire.
Thank you.